Hi, my name is Sarah. I got diagnosed with MS in 2020, and today we're going to be talking about the mental health effects that come with getting diagnosed. That's kind of a hard question. I think that I was really different before I got diagnosed. You do a lot of growing after a diagnosis like this. I don't quite remember. I think it was moderately stressful. I was in grad school, had a great relationship with my friends and my family, but it was pre-pandemic. I think the pandemic stress is what got me. I was initially diagnosed after going numb from the neck down in 2 hours, and my mental health at that time was definitely coping mechanism where I was just fine for a long time, and I really should not have been. And my friends and family said it's okay to be upset, and it just did not hit me until later how terrifying that was, to think I had control over my body and my life, and then just to have something that can just take it away. I was originally diagnosed after going numb from the neck down in 2 hours, and my mental health at that time was kind of confusing. I was totally fine, definitely coping mechanism, but I was just kind of going through the emotions and did not fully comprehend how significant this could be in my life moving forward for a while. That definitely came later. I experienced a lot of mental health struggles after my initial diagnosis. The main stresses came from two things. It came from my future, long term, and my future short term. There was a period of like 3 months where each day I was getting worse, and that was terrifying because with relapsing remitting MS, they kept talking about how eventually you'll get back, or eventually it'll get better. And if I kept climbing down, and I had never experienced loss of sensation in my limbs like this, I didn't know how much I could lose. You don't experience no sensation, right? So I was scared for what I was going to have to endure before I got better. And then long term, I was scared that I wasn't going to get better because it told me a lot of things. Like typically you bounce back in like 2 weeks. It took me 7 months to get back to a functioning capacity. And I work with my hands in my career. I was thinking, okay, I have so much loan, so much school. Now I can't do it. Like, how am I going to pay back the societal debt? Not thinking that something like this could happen to someone like me, happens to other people, but not to me. And it did. I was scared. I was very scared. Over the years, it's been definitely a mixture of both. There was a period of like 4 months where the biggest toll out of everything, probably the worst part for sure for me, was panic attacks. Because of the rug being ripped out from underneath me, everything I thought I knew, that sense of control being gone, I started to just have like random spurs of panic attacks, and it was awful. It was so scary and so lonely. So exposure therapy with that, which I hate to say, that sucks to be like, oh, just do it enough and it should be fine. Don't really have a choice in that. But seeing how it always ends was always helpful. In addition to that, camaraderie. Platforms like Shift.ms, where for some reason it's so helpful when you are like in your own brain saying, this is crazy, like this is insane, isn't this insane? To have someone say, yes, it is, and I'm so sorry, was very helpful to me. Advice to myself. What I really think I needed to hear back then was that the panic and the doom feeling that was going on is not forever. Of course, you are going to have initial symptoms of, oh my God, what is this? Is this going to be what it's like forever? Am I going to be not okay? And years later, I would be so happy to tell myself that, first of all, girlfriend, this sucks. Good job. Thank you for working so hard so that now I can be okay. We are going to be okay. There will be so many days that you get to laugh with your friends and your family, that you will wake up and not be scared about what's going to happen that day or next week or the month after. There's always a little thing in the back of your head, of course there is, but it is bearable. And despite having residual symptoms that likely will never go away, there are multiple days that I'm lucky to say that I don't even think about MS. If I told myself that when I first got diagnosed, I would say you're crazy. But yes, it does get better.